Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the fantasy football world. We appreciate you tuning in. Today, we're going to be talking about some week 2 starter sit, boom or bust, however we want to go about it. Some players that we already regret drafting. I'm going to give you one right off the bat, and that's DeAndre Swift for me. Yeah, let's get into it. This is for the win. This is your fantasy football podcast or show, live show. I'm Brandon. This is Dillon over here, and let's talk some football.
Yeah, football.
This is the Variety Sports Network, created for the fans, by the fans. Now to your host of tonight's show.
So what is that? Is that boom, snap, clap, snap, boom? Is that how it went?
Yes. I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It works. It's cool. It's cool. Gets everybody in the mood, and it probably doesn't. I shouldn't say that. It doesn't get everybody in the mood.
It just sounds bad when you say it like that anyway.
Yeah. Sorry for the delay. Typically, we get started about 4:30. I got stuck in traffic on the way home because it was apparently a pretty bad accident. Not too far or coming down the highway today. So hopefully everybody's okay in that situation and whatnot, and that they're tuning in to our show right now. But I doubt they are because they're probably going to the hospital. Anyways.
Okay.
Dillon. How did your week 1 fantasy football season go? Or week ago? He said 3 really 4 because we have team where they got the team one.
Well, for me it's 3. I went So 3-0.
3-0. I like it. I started 4-0 this week, so it was a good start. A good start for us. 7-0 combined record so far.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
And my team is a booming in our league.
Yeah.
I knew I drafted a good team. Obviously, like I've said before, it's all luck. You could draft all the best players. Right. I mean, perfect example, guys. We drafted so I have 2 leagues by myself, and then the third one, me and yours truly. We do a dynasty league together. Just started this year with all the shows that we have on the Variety Sports Network, and we're doing it between the shows. But perfect example, just to let you guys know. I've said it. I say it's luck all the time. You could draft all the best players and they do bad. You could draft all the worst players and they do good.
We don't have Calvin Ridley.
Well, that's all right. We have Aaron Jones as long as he's healthy.
Yeah, that's true.
But the point I'm making is we drafted Travis Kelce. We drafted Travis Kelce with our first pick, and look what happened, guys. He got hurt the very first week. He has not. I guess it's a little worse than what they expected. So they actually have. He was projected to be. Like last week, they said that he was going to be ready to play by week 2, and now he's still unsure.
Still questionable.
Exactly. Perfect example, guys. I've said it every episode. It's 100% luck. As long as you have like decent football knowledge and you can draft like the best players at that time, a sleeper every once in a while. But other than that, it's all luck because everyone can get hurt. And this is the example. This is a perfect example. Exactly what I've been preaching.
Absolutely.
We drafted the best tight end. A guy that we will have every week, and we only need one replacement guy, and it turned into now we need a replacement guy until he's healthy because he got hurt. It's 100% luck. It's all it is. So I just want to get that.
We have Cole Kmet.
He got 9 points though.
Yeah,
on a really bad team and a really bad first game.
Yeah. So don't hate me, but I didn't switch Travis Kelce out, and we still won by 21 points.
Yeah. Imagine that. Why? We still won.
I told you. We still won. By 21 points.
You still won.
But I forgot to switch Travis Kelce out. So we got 0 points on our tight end position this week.
You cannot be forgetting that.
No, I know. I'm going to switch it out. Don't worry.
Can't be forgetting.
I'm going to play Cole. Do we play Cole Kmet against Tampa Bay?
I would wait. I mean,
obviously.
I would wait to see what they say about Travis, because even if Travis Kelce's hurt and he's playing, I'd probably still play him.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Other than that, how'd you other my one league that I'm in with my brother-in-law and all the folks there, my team absolutely rolled anybody. I was 30 points higher than anybody else in that league this week. Scored 30 more points than anybody else in that league. You had a similar situation with the league that we're both in, the AFFL. Your team scored like 177 points this week. Which is crazy for the first week of the season.
I knew my team was going to be. I knew my team was going to be good, and actually, I would have scored way more if Josh Allen wouldn't have fumbled the bag really hard against the Jets. But the Jets defense is really good. They are really, really good.
Right.
The Jets defense is really good. Like I knew they're going to be good, but I think like they're better than what people expected. Like
the Jets?
I think everybody knew the defense was good, but they're like really good.
Yeah, even without Aaron Rodgers, they were still a very solid team.
I mean, the offense was sketchy. It took them up until the fourth quarter to like drive down the field. So, I think Breece Hall came out better than what people expected.
Breece Hall did. Breece Hall had a solid game.
His first two games. First two carries. He had 109 yards and 2 carries.
Yeah.
He still only had 15 fantasy points, though, 15.9.
Well, still, 15 is better than some of the
scores. Yeah, but he kind of struggled toward the end there, which I get.
Yeah.
They were obviously trying to run the ball less at that point in time.
Right.
But yeah, overall, my fantasy team had a really good week. So
yeah, I'm content with even the team that we talked to. My team that we talked about last week just has a lot of question marks around it. We still played fairly. It was not a great week. Patrick Mahomes did not play very well.
And
Jahmyr Gibbs did not get the carries that he was supposed that everybody thought he was going to.
But
we're going to talk. Yeah, we're going to talk about him in a little bit.
Yeah, David Montgomery led that whole back. I knew he was going to be
77% of the carries. Yes.
Yeah, I knew he was going to be like the lead guy, but I've said it this whole time. I thought they were going to split.
Yeah.
Down, at least, maybe not right down the middle at first, but like let's say 15 carries for Montgomery, 12 for Gibbs. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was going to be close. It wasn't even close.
No,
like at all. And Dave Montgomery was
23.
He was a lot more productive with his carries though too. Monty looks. This is coming. I'm upset that we got rid of him, but I understand. I like Khalil Herbert, so I'm not like too upset. But
he's the future running back. Yeah.
He looked good.
Yeah.
He looked really good.
He looked like a pissed off running back.
Yeah, he was quick and head down, shoulder down.
Yeah.
He was. Extra yards after the initial hit. He looked better than he did with the Bears, and he did pretty good with the Bears. He had a pretty decent career, and he looked way better that first game against a defense that I thought played a lot better than what I thought people were expecting.
Yeah.
Without their best defensive player.
I agree. I think the Detroit Lions overall looked a lot better than I think a lot of people expected. Yeah, obviously, and no, there should not be an asterisk behind the loss for the Chiefs for this game. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life, by the way.
No, they lost.
Chiefs lost because they lost. They did not play a very good football game.
Now, I will say, if those drop balls don't happen, the Chiefs probably win that game.
Yeah, thanks, Kadarius.
They win that game 100%. Yeah. I feel like, but they did, and the drop passes happen, and that's part of football. So
yeah, and it sucks for those who have those kind of players on their fantasy football team too.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes still played bad, but he still got 25 points,
26 points, 24
points. That's basically that's like the lowest of the low he's going to have.
Probably. He's projected 31 this week against Jacksonville. Jacksonville's defense did not play very well against Indianapolis week 1.
That's going to be a really good game.
Yeah.
That's going to be a really good game.
It should be. It should be. All right, so let's jump in and talk about. It's week 2.
It's crazy. It's depressing, actually.
I know. Just tell me about it. It's already week 4 for high school football. It's kind of nuts how quick it's going.
It's depressing.
Let's talk about some guys who we already regret drafting for our teams this year. And a lot of people have dropped guys already. I've already dropped some players. One of them, and I'm probably going to regret this later on. I don't regret drafting him, but I'm going to regret dropping him, is Tank Bigsby. But I needed I dropped. I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily think you're going to regret it. I mean, ETN played really good, so I don't see as long as he plays like that, I don't see Bigsby stealing anything from him.
No, I probably not.
I think you did all right. It'd be different if you dropped someone who was like gonna start now, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Jamar Gibbs, like if you dropped, because I think he's gonna get more involved. It's like if you would have dropped him, then obviously you would regret that decision.
Yeah. I think it was in a different, but I picked up Rams running back Kyron Williams for a guy that I do regret drafting, and that's DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, I mean that backfield. But listen, I'm gonna crucify a lot of people right now. Okay. Everyone who went and snagged Gainwell, I think that's who it is.
Yeah.
Why you guys are so obsessed with this guy, I have no idea. He had one good game. The Eagles are a team. Don't be surprised. I mean, don't be surprised if he gets 15 carries this game, and don't be surprised if he gets 1. Like that is the type of team the Eagles are.
Yeah.
They've always been like that. They were like this last year. Okay. Who's to say that DeAndre Swift isn't going to get like 15 carries, 16 carries, 17 carries this game? You don't know. I don't think I've ever seen them stick with like one running back since the LaShawn McCoy era.
That's fair.
Like only one. Like last year.
Oh no, they did the running back committee thing, like most like a lot of teams.
But like last year they had Miles Sanders, Gainwell, and then who is the other one I'm forgetting?
The Miles Sanders, DeAndre Swift, and who's the other guy? I know you're talking about.
It was Miles Sanders, Gainwell, and then something else. I can't remember his name.
Swift and somebody else.
I'm saying last year.
Oh, last year. Oh, I don't remember last year.
I can't.
Miles Sanders.
Well, yeah, I said that. They had Miles Sanders. They had Kenneth Gainwell, and they had somebody else. And I can't remember.
I don't remember off the top of my head who it was.
Can't remember his name. But the point is that they used all 3 of those guys. Miles Sanders was the main guy.
Boston Scott.
Okay, Scott. Yeah. So there was they used a lot. Miles Sanders was the same guy. All right, he was the main running back, but they went between 3 of them.
Yeah.
I think Gainwell or Boston Scott, one of them was called the Giant Killer because like every time they played him, they had like 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And they just absolutely destroy that team every time. They use all 3 running backs all the time.
Yeah.
They split carries constantly. So Kenneth Gainwell, he had one good game. With the way the Eagles are, who's to say that he's not going to get more than 10 carries this game? What if he gets 5? What if he gets 1?
Yeah. We got a nice little, and we'll get to your question too in just a minute, Johnny. But here's the players I regret drafting is Christian Watson. Okay. Yes. Help me. Okay, coming from our Bears fan, of course. Yeah. Super stoked about that. Help me get to the playoffs. Last season picked him over Brandon Ayuk.
Keenan Allen, I'm guessing, and Mike Evans.
That's rough.
Oh my goodness.
That's rough. I'm sorry to hear that. Brandon Ayuk had an absolute monster of a game.
All of them had a really good game. Ayuk had 32, Mike Evans had 18, and Keenan Allen had 15. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna say that. I don't want to crucify. That was a poor decision.
Yeah,
that was poor.
It's understandable though,
and that's not even coming from a Bears fan. Like I would have never took Christian Watson in anything.
Yeah.
You know, I can't have the Packers. You know, I if I'm going to have anyone from the Packers, it's going to be Aaron Jones.
Right.
Okay. And then other than that, like I didn't trust Jordan Love enough, obviously. Now I don't. Maybe it's not a terrible decision as long as he's healthy, because Jordan Love actually had the highest passer rating out of any quarterback in Week 1. So, not saying that means anything, but he had a good game. They threw like 3 touchdown passes. So, in a big game, by the way. But yeah, I definitely would have took any 3 of those guys. Maybe not Mike Evans, because I guess you didn't.
I don't think I would have took Mike Evans.
Well, just because you didn't know what was going on. It didn't really seem like he was going to play.
Right.
So, yeah, I definitely would have took Ayuk or Allen. I mean, I got crucified for taking Allen. Everybody's like, "Oh, taking the injury-prone guy. He's old." And then he comes out and he catches 6 for 9 for 76 yards and gets me 15 points.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you have anybody that you regret drafting right now? And then we'll jump into some questions.
Anyone that I regret drafting?
Yeah.
Okay, any of my starters? Absolutely not, because I know I'm bragging a lot, but my team is going to be really hard to beat. I have a really tough team, but there is, I guess, if we're talking about drafting overall, yes, there is one person I regret drafting, and I know it was only Week 1. I did it. I don't know why I did it. I mean, Drake London. I don't know. I was more just like filling a spot. I already dropped him. And that's not just because he had a really bad game. It just seems like he wasn't a main point of focus.
Mm-hmm.
And I did say last time that there's going to be quite a few mouths to feed on that team now, especially with Bijan Robinson, because he played pretty decent for his first actual NFL game.
His cutback and his first touchdown was
I think it's only going to get better from here for him.
Yeah.
He didn't play I don't think he played as well as everyone thought he was going to.
He didn't play lights out in Week 1, but that's expected.
But he did play really good though for his first actual NFL game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if I had to pick one person that I regret drafting, it's probably Drake London. Now he'll probably score like 4 touchdowns this week or something.
Probably.
But if I had to pick someone, yeah, that's who I regret drafting. Other than that, everyone on my bench actually did pretty decent. So, but I did get a good pickup for Drake London. So I dropped him, and you guys let me take Joshua Kelly.
I didn't do that because I knew how I was wanting.
I guess no one decided to pay attention to him. Even with Austin Eckler healthy, he had 16 carries for 91 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah,
and that was Austin Eckler.
Yeah, now, I probably should have picked him up because I need a running back.
And now Eckler might not play this week.
Of course not. Why wouldn't he?
He did not
the
practice.
Week 1 injury bug has just been ridiculous.
He rolled his ankle. He did not practice yesterday.
Yeah.
And obviously it hasn't came out about today, but if he doesn't play, it is Joshua Kelly, who, when Austin Eckler was healthy, had 16 carries for 91 yards and a touchdown. And they're playing Tennessee. So
nice. Yeah, that should be fine. That's totally fine.
But yeah.
All right. You ready to jump into some questions from the chat?
Hit it.
We actually have questions today. It's exciting. Yeah. All right. So here's our first one. 10-team PPR with Myers questionable. Jacoby Myers. Thing about putting a running back as my flex. Just don't put anybody who's playing tonight. For some reason, that's like a bad juju kind of deal. Who would you bench out of Montgomery? I'm guessing that's Etienne, Damian Pierce, or Alad. Ooh.
Who would I bench? Damian Pierce.
Bench Damian. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking Damian Pierce or Algier.
I think Damian Pierce.
You think so?
Algier actually had a really good game, even with Bijan. And people are saying to expect a little more of that from him.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the ESPN guys were saying, like expect that. But who are they playing? They're playing Indianapolis.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
That's who Damian Pierce is playing. And then who are the Falcons playing?
Green Bay.
For
me, I think I would sit Algier.
I don't know. That's kind of hard. I think either pick would be okay, like between Damian Pierce and Algier. But if I had to pick one, I think I'd probably sit Damian Pierce.
That's fair. Okay. I'm trying to find his name. I don't see it on here anyways. For me, I think I would pick Algier. The way they were able to Green Bay's defense was able to kind of close down. And I know Chicago didn't play very well
at
but
all, and their offensive line was terrible.
But the way Green Bay's defense was playing, I think they're more of a threat than Indy's defense is, because Etienne and even Tank Bigsby still had a solid. He didn't have a great game, but he got some yardage as well, and he's expected to get more this week too. So Tank Bigsby is an eye to keep on for a waiver wire later on. But for me, I think I would say Algier, just because that Green Bay defense is a little more not scary to me, but I think they have more potential than the Indianapolis defense does stopping the run.
Yeah, I mean, and I would definitely agree to that point.
Plus,
I just think that the Falcons are gonna. It seems like they're super run heavy right now.
Yeah,
I know.
You got Bijan Robinson there too, who you got to share carries with.
I mean, he still got 15 carries for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, again, it was against Carolina's defense.
Right.
I think either one. I think it's acceptable for either one of those. To be honest, I think either one of those probably has a decent game.
I'd go Algier.
I would say Pierce, but I think either one is.
Yeah.
I think either one is probably a good option. I don't think there's anything wrong. As long as you're not sitting Montgomery or Etienne.
Yeah, and it's one of those things you wait to see what Jacoby Myers is gonna.
I don't think
he's not playing this week.
They have a Jordan posted a thing on Facebook today that had their injury.
And he's on it still.
Concussion. So
yeah, and it was bad too.
Yeah, I would say he's probably not going to play.
Thank you for the question. We appreciate it. Let's jump into the next one. 10-team half PPR. So that point, would you trade Zay Flowers and Kyron for James Cook and other running backs? Or other running backs are Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, and Justice Hall.
Zay Flowers and Kyron. I guess Kyron Williams. I guess the backup running back for the Rams.
Starting running back for the Rams. What are you talking about?
It hasn't been confirmed yet. Cam Akers is still there.
I don't think I would do that.
No, I don't know. James Cook got a lot of work. A lot.
So did Zay Flowers, and he's just his first year.
He did. He did get a lot of work. Kyron Williams also got a lot of work. God dang, that's really hard.
I don't know if I would do that quite yet. I don't know. I think it's too early in the season to determine what Zay Flowers is going to be like. And Kyron had one good game so far. So again, that's another one that you're either going to bite the bullet with it and it's going to be a good deal, or you're going to get rid of two potential guys that are going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like your running backs are pretty decent. You have Jones, Demont, and Justice Hill, obviously, who's going to potentially have a bigger role for J.K. Dobbins.
Yep.
It just depends who your receivers are. I mean, if you have some decent receivers and you're comfortable with your running backs, maybe you take the chance and make it. If you have decent receivers, if you're not really going to play Zay Flowers or Kyron Williams, and then you can snag James Cook, who's a starting running back who he got a lot of work. He did. He was favored heavily by Josh Allen. A lot of checkdowns, a lot of runs.
Yeah.
But if you're in a position where you don't have like the best receivers and Zay Flowers is someone who you're going to use all the time, I would probably say no.
Yeah. I can understand though, seeing, with Jahmyr Gibbs supposed to be getting more carries as the season goes on. I could see where the production level of David Montgomery goes down. So possibly having a guy like Kyron Williams on your team could potentially help in the long run. But again, that's another tough one for me. I don't think I would make this trade this early in the season.
I think it's a good trade if you do it, because it's two guys who we don't know the situation behind it.
Yeah.
We don't really know what's going to take place over that against a guy who we know is going to get a lot of work. Probably. Right. There's no one there that's going to compete with James Cook for carries or for looks out the backfield or anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're looking for consistency, James Cook is it because we don't – I mean, are you confident in saying like Zay Flowers and Kyron Williams are going to do this every week?
Right. I mean, they might not.
Yeah. James Cook is going to get – I mean, he's probably going to get at least 15-plus carries a week.
Right.
He's the only guy there. So,
I think it's a good trade.
Yeah, I think it's a good trade if you make it, but then again, just be prepared to bite the bullet because if these two do turn out really good and Kyron Williams does take over for Cam Akers, I mean, that's a starting running back, and Zay Flowers did have a really good game.
And he's a starting wide receiver for Baltimore.
And he looked really good, and it seemed that Lamar, even though he had a really bad game, it seemed like he really liked linking up with Zay Flowers. So,
yeah. I like Zay Flowers. I like Zay Flowers too. I think he's going to be a solid wide receiver in the NFL for a while.
Oh yeah,
I saw somebody made a post and they were talking about Zay Flowers really quick, and they said Zay Flowers is Kadarius Toney with work ethic and good feet, and I was like, wow,
and better hands.
Okay. Yeah, and better hands. I'm like, okay, way to take a shot at Kadarius Toney. Solid.
I think Zay Flowers is really good. So
yeah, I like Zay Flowers. I really do. I think
it's their first game, so no one really knows. Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for consistency that bad, like if you need a running back that bad,
right?
I would say probably take James Cook. But like if you're not hurting for running backs or receivers, I would say maybe bite the bullet a little bit and kind of see what happens. Because if these two turn out really good, the trade value that you could attract for those two, like later on, could be like it'd be huge. It'd be huge.
That's where I was going to go with it. If it's a redraft league, I would just trade him away, and if you want James Cook, get James Cook. But if it's a dynasty league or something on that order, keep Zay Flowers and Kyron Williams.
Yeah, agreed.
So let's jump into. I don't have any more questions right now. Oh, never mind. Hold on. Scratch that. It just came in. Last one, and then we'll jump into some sit and start for the week. It's from Caleb, 10-team PPR. I'm guessing, I don't know if he's talking about the league that we're all in or not, or a different one.
Which three receivers do you start?
Which three receivers do you start? Is that, I'm guessing that's DJ Moore.
Okay, yeah.
Samuel.
I think that's pretty easy.
So Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, we can agree on that.
Right. Different league. Okay. I want to say Jahan Dotson.
No, do not.
No, you're not saying. Oh, I'm starting Jahan Dotson.
No,
this week.
You said the same thing last time that he did not play well at all.
Yeah, that's true. But then I switched him out for Calvin Ridley, and it worked out.
I think they. I know DJ Moore didn't have that great of a week either, but the Bears already came out and said that they played super conservative for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And they didn't target DJ Moore a whole lot. And I think that's really going to change because the Bears got crucified this whole week by all their fans. I mean,
yeah,
it has not been good. And I definitely think after that game, they caught a lot of heat because I mean that's like the biggest rivalry in all of NFL right now.
Yeah, against
two of the oldest teams, against two teams that hate each other. And you know how Bears fans are. Everybody knows how Packers fans are. And you get to this, and that's a week one game.
It's a week one game, yeah.
It wasn't like it was a middle of the year game, like week one.
Yeah.
And that's how the Bears came out and played. They barely targeted DJ Moore at all. They had Justin Fields playing super conservative. They threw way too many bubble passes. I think it's going to be different now. I think DJ Moore is probably going to be a focal point with Chase Claypool. I think he's gone after the performance. So I would, in my eyes, I would say DJ Moore, Deebo Samuel, and then for now,
they play the hot hand in Paca.
Yeah.
Paca. Yeah.
Even with the other dude, even with Atwell, who had 119 yards, he still had over 100 yards too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and both those are only going to get, those two guys are just going to get targeted again. Mm-hmm. So that's what I would say.
The only thing that scares me with the difference with me is Jahan Dotson is playing Denver, where Paga is playing San Francisco.
Yeah, but there's just no one to throw to on that team.
That's true.
You basically
He can
have
get targeted. He
Higbee,
can get targets. Yeah.
Atwell, and then whatever his name is.
Right.
What's his name?
Paka.
Paka. And
I'm
it
gonna call him
seemed
Paka.
like it seemed like he was. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Atwell had 119 yards, but it kind of seemed like he was the go-to guy. Like he was targeted a lot. He caught. He did really well, and I think I think it's going to happen again.
I like it. Okay. Yeah, those would be the three then. You changed my mind.
But I mean, if you start Jahan Dotson, I mean that's just because he had one bad week. I mean, that doesn't really mean anything, you know.
Right.
I don't know if I think even though the Bears played really bad, I think I would trust their offense more than I trust
Washington's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You changed my mind.
I did something.
Yay, you did something. I wish we had a celebration thing. They just like popped up a bunch of different stuff. Congratulations. Oh man. Alrighty. Let's talk about some week 2. Or you want to do starter sit 'em or starter sit or boom or bust?
We'll do starter sit.
I kind of like boom or bust.
But then do boom or bust, guy.
Yeah, I like boom. Boom or bust is fun.
It is fun.
Most people know starter sit, like who whatnot. Let's see. Ooh, I got a good one for you because he had a pretty solid week 1 game. Jordan Addison. Does he boom or does he bust tonight against the Philadelphia Eagles? He projected 11.9 points, 28% chance to bust, 19% chance to boom.
Oh, God. The Eagles have a really decent defense.
Let me give you something really quick too. It's primetime Kirk Cousins.
Who doesn't play the best in primetime football.
But I also heard this today. When you expect Kirk Cousins not to win, he wins.
Yes.
When you expect Kirk Cousins to win, he loses. Example, last week.
It's so hard because J. Jeff is there, and that's I mean, J. Jeff didn't have a touchdown, but he had 150 yards on like 12 catches, which is ridiculous. But even with that 150 yards, Jordan Addison still had 61 yards and a touchdown, or 66 yards and a touchdown. So, I guess just based off of week 1, they're going to have to throw the ball to somebody. It's going to be J. Jeff regardless, just like it was week 1. But for tonight, I'm going to say boom.
Okay.
Because if I think he has a chance to be boom all the time, especially against better defenses like this. Because who are they gonna guard?
Right.
They're gonna guard J. Jeff.
Yeah.
So, and I think that potentially leaves him open. I know they have Hawkinson, but I think that potentially leaves Addison open. A guy who has good hands, quick feet, good route running, especially for a rookie. I think that leaves him open to potentially do the same thing he did in week 1. I think he had 6 catches, 66 yards, something like that, and a touchdown. And that was with J. Jeff having 12 catches for 150 yards or whatever it was. So against a better defense in the Eagles, I'd probably say boom. You cannot – I heard something on I think it was Get Up in the morning or you cannot go 0-2 in this league to start.
Chances of making the playoffs to go.
You cannot go 0-2, especially in that division.
Yeah, that too.
You're supposed to be the winner.
Yeah,
coming out of the North. That it's you, okay. And the Packers and the Lions both have won. Everyone thought the Packers were going to lose, okay, and no one expected the Lions to win. Like people have picked you to win, okay.
Yeah.
You have big shoes to live up to, and you're 0-1 against a really bad team.
Right.
Tampa Bay didn't play terrible, but let's be honest, they're not the greatest team.
They're better than they look better than I thought.
But they're to me they're not there. They're not that great.
Yeah. No.
They shouldn't have beat the Vikings.
No.
No. The defense is basically a bunch of trash cans running around with no wheels, and the offensive line was the equivalent to a security guard, trying to check you but not touching you at all. So
I like it. Okay.
And Kirk Cousins played. He did not play well.
It's Kirk Cousins.
I know, but week 1 against a mediocre defense,
right?
You have the best receiver in the league. he has unlimited weapons,
Mm-hmm.
and he did not play great. So don't be surprised. I know it's primetime Kirk, but like you said, don't be surprised if he plays big today. Because if they go 0-2 in that division, that is not gonna look good, dude. So what do you think?
I think he hits his projection. I don't think he booms or busts. I think he hits the projection of like 11 points or whatever it's supposed to be.
You think he just stays flat then? Just around the line?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he booms or busts. I think he stays flat. So, but there's a potential. I didn't think he was going to have as big of a game last week, and he sat on my bench. So,
and Jay Jeff did have 150 yards, and he did still do really good.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was rough to see that. I won't lie. It was really rough to see that. We'll talk about the next guy here, the next boomer bust for us. Quarterback.
Okay.
Quarterback.
Don't do it.
NFC.
Don't do it.
Brock Purdy, boomer bust.
Oh, okay.
You thought I was gonna say Justin Fields.
Yeah, I thought you were. I thought you were gonna hurt me like that. I thought you were gonna hurt my feelings. All right, boom.
Boom against the Rams.
Boom.
17% chance to score over 20 points this week.
Boom. I just like last year. I am on the Brock train. Big Brock. I saw something today. I think he's the only quarterback to win his first 6 regular NFL starts and throw 2 touchdowns in each of those starts.
I like it. The fun fact, by the way, the 49ers haven't lost to the Rams in 8 straight regular season games. Fun fact.
All I'm saying is he is for Mr. Irrelevant, this is a guy who holds his composure and manages the game really well. I mean, I know he has a really good coach in Shanahan, but Brock Purdy, how he's not talked about more because people did not have good things to say about him when he took the reins last year.
No.
And for a guy who's won all 6 of his NFL starts, like regular season starts, and thrown 2 touchdown passes, and all those starts, and he manages the game really well. He doesn't really make any decisions, or make any bad decisions.
Right.
Yeah, I say boom. He's given me no reason to say he doesn't.
I agree. I think there's more of a chance of a boom factor here than a bust factor. He has 25% chance though, according to the ESPN stuff and whatnot. The player insight with IBM Watson and all that fun stuff, which usually isn't. It's kind of right for the most part. 25% chance of scoring under 10 points. Now the Rams defense had a really solid game against the Seattle Seahawks last week. They only gave up 10 points? They won 31-10 or something like that, 31-13.
Yeah, the yardage difference was.
Oh yeah, they only allowed 130 yards,
and they had like 400 something.
Yeah, the Rams had 400 something on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they had like 300 plus more yards than the Seahawks.
Yeah. So the Rams defense is better this year than it was last year.
Yeah, they're healthy. So
they're healthy.
That's
a big thing. That's
a big thing. And that's minus what's his name? Ramsey.
Yeah.
Minus Ramsey too. So
that's true. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's the higher chance of a boom factor than there is a bust factor, though.
Yeah, he's giving me no reason to say he's not going to.
Yeah, Brock Purdy he's that guy. Unfortunately,
he's playing like the guy.
Yeah,
so I give it to him.
Let's see here. Ooh! I got one for you. It's a good one. It is the defense that just absolutely pummeled the Giants last week. I think we talked about them last week. I think we brought them up last week, if I remember correct. They were a boomer bust for us last week. I think maybe not. I don't remember. They're playing the Jets this week. Another New York team. Giant question mark behind this Jets team now. Zach Wilson is going to be the starting quarterback this week too. Don't laugh because he had a comeback victory against the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, even though Josh Allen threw 3 interceptions to the same cornerback.
Thank God their defense is so good.
Yeah. Do the Dallas Cowboys defense boom or bust this week?
Boom.
Boom. You're going all 3 booms this week. I like it.
Yeah, they're gonna absolutely destroy that offense.
Yeah.
I know the Cowboys defense has always been like pretty decent, but there's something different. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're tired of being criticized all the time. Not the defense. I don't know if there's considered like if they're hating being called the team that like can never win, like they're America's team and they cannot advance in the playoffs like whatsoever. I don't know if they're just tired of all that, but like they came out and played with some massive amounts of intensity.
Lights out.
They put out a team in a game that was projected to be a whole lot closer.
Yeah.
And they put the hurt on them. They had 2 touchdowns, a couple interceptions, and they had like 8 sacks, 9 sacks, something like that. It was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, they showed zero mercy, and they showed no room for improvement. I didn't see any position where you could say that guy probably needs to step his game up.
Yeah.
So against a team that's morale is plummeted with a quarterback who did not do really well last year at all.
Yeah.
I would say they probably put the hurting on the Jets. Maybe not 40-0, but I think they're definitely a couple more turnovers, a lot of sacks. And let's be honest. Yeah, did Zach Wilson lead the Jets to a comeback victory? I guess you could say that, but if it wasn't for the defense making that was going to be a blowout. That was going to be an absolute blowout.
Think so?
Yeah. The Jets defense, I think, is the only thing that kept them in that game. I mean, look how many
the guy had 3 interceptions himself.
Look how many like 4 and outs that the Jets had.
Yeah.
But look how many times, Zach Wilson could not progress the ball up the field. Throwing.
It's fair.
The Jets did decent. I mean, Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook did a really good job.
Yeah.
But Zach Wilson did not. Now, could that change? Maybe. I mean, he was put in a position that sucked. It did. Your hope and glory went down, and now everyone's looking at you.
Yeah. And
that can't be a good feeling. So I say it's probably not a good week for the Jets.
That's fair. Another 35-point week for the Dallas Cowboys, though?
Oh, God, no. But I say 15, 16.
Yeah.
Once, yeah.
The Jets defense will keep this game close. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That is the one thing that kept the game close last time.
Yeah.
Against the Bills last week. That was the only thing that kept the game close. If it wasn't for their defense, that was going to be a blowout because Zach Wilson could not advance the ball. He had besides the drive where they scored a touchdown, he had a hard time moving the ball to the field.
Yeah.
Like by himself, not counting the run, like throwing the ball, he had a hard time moving the ball up the field. He just didn't. I mean, again, like I said, he was put in a very uncomfortable position.
Well, just unexpected position. Well, plays into the game,
that
and
didn't feel good either. Like Aaron Rodgers, goes down, and it looks bad.
Yeah.
And the way he sat down when you saw his face on camera, you knew it was not good. Just by his face. And Zach Wilson, no one was expecting that. So for Zach Wilson, I give him credit because that's a really hard position to be in. Because everyone saw how you played last year, and then all the hopes come on this guy. And then Zach Wilson has everything to be a good quarterback, and Aaron Rodgers, is training this kid. And Aaron Rodgers goes. I mean, that's a really bad situation. So,
yeah, that is rough. That's all I got for Boomer Bust this week. So those 3 guys. I do want to talk about one guy in particular, and it's Dallas Goedert. Is there any? Should we be concerned about Dallas Goedert in his production? Obviously it's 1 week, so let's not panic. Let's relax a little bit. But he didn't have any points last week. Right?
There was
no points. 1 target. That's all.
I mean, okay, so if you look at it, right, basically. Everyone who there was a lot of QBs who did not play in the preseason, and they looked really bad. And Jalen Hurts is one of those guys, and he did not look great. I don't care what anybody says. He did not look good. And I'm a Jalen Hurts fan. I think he's top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right now. But he did not look great, which is expected. There's a lot of teams that did not look good. Kansas City did not look good. Joe Burrow, who just got $55 million a year, did not look good.
Yeah.
And Jalen Hurts did not look good.
Mm-hmm.
He played average, but we're expecting more than that on a team that's loaded. So, yes, reps will always be important. So, whenever you don't have that, like I just said, like Joe Burrow, I don't think he played any preseason game. So, he was hurt. He was hurt. Yeah, but they don't get that. They don't get that.
It's
the first
the exposure, like the real time
and the
real
first
game
quarter,
exposure. Yeah,
and the first quarters is usually starters.
Yeah,
in preseason, and those guys did not do that. So
right.
He did not look good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cut some slack, and I think I don't think there's anything to be worried about. I guess that's as simple as it is. I don't think there's anything to be worried about. Jalen Hurts didn't look good. If he's not playing good, half the other guys aren't playing good. Now, don't get me wrong. Wherever Isaac's at, you're welcome. For me and Saf telling you to take Devontae Smith. I hope he played him because he got 17 points. But he only had 47 yards.
Yeah.
Okay. But he had a touchdown out of it.
Right.
So he had a good game, but he only had 47 without the touchdown. It's an average game.
Yeah.
It's man.
Yeah.
It's a man game.
Right.
So Jalen Hurts plays bad. Whole team's bad. Nothing to worry about. I don't think there's anything to worry about.
Would you start or sit Goddard against Minnesota tonight?
I start him. I think he has over 60 yards.
Tonight. Nice little comeback week 2.
Yeah, I think he does pretty decent. I really do.
Yeah. What about how much trust do does Jahmyr Gibbs should we believe in that that Detroit's gonna give Jahmyr Gibbs more carries?
Yeah, you have to. You have to give him more carries. But here's the thing though. How many more carries is more carries?
Right. It could be 3. It could be 5. It could be 15.
Because he looked explosive on some of the carries that he had. Yeah, David Montgomery looked
6 carries.
David Montgomery looked explosive on every carry he had.
That's just because he was
every carry. There was no He looked good on every carry. Obviously, they're going to have to get him more involved. You drafted him extremely high, okay, and that would not be a good look to not incorporate your number 1 draft pick more into your game plan.
Yeah.
So the answer is yes, but how much they get him involved with, I don't know. Do they throw him all in week 2, or
I don't think that'll be the case.
Or is it going to be like a season-long thing where they build every week? Add 5 more carries here, add 2 more. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they'll give him more carries. I don't know how many more. It should be more than what he had 6 last week.
But they have to. They're going to have to get him incorporated.
Yeah, so you got to.
I don't think there's anything to worry about yet. I would say if by week 4 he's not moving and grooving and has 12 carries a game at least, I would say that there's probably something to be worried about.
Yeah. How concerned should we be with David Montgomery, fantasy owners?
After that week?
No, I mean just later down the road, if he's expected to get more carries.
0. With the way he's going to be the lead back. If he keeps doing that, I don't care how good Jahmyr Gibbs is. That guy's going to be the lead back.
Yeah.
That guy was good.
Yeah.
That guy was really good. That guy was really good.
Yeah.
David Montgomery, he was the real deal against the Chiefs in a big game. First game of the season against the defending Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
Some people are picking you to win, but I would say majority of people picked you to lose that game. And your running game, that was one of the things that kept them alive in some situations. So I would say I'm not concerned. I wouldn't be concerned about David Montgomery.
I like it. Okay. That's all I got for today. Do you got anything?
How confident
Uh-huh.
are you in believing that the Dolphins can do this week upon week? What they did.
Like offensive production wise.
Yeah, like what they just did, like 2 of 4, 66, Tyreek Hill, 255 yards receiving on 11 catches for 2 touchdowns.
I
Like,
hope so because I have
I mean,
Jalen
like,
Waddle on my team.
I guess like what I'm asking, like, if Tua stays healthy,
Yeah,
is this something that the offense can do?
regularly.
Like, maybe
Yeah.
not, obviously not Tyreek Hill 215 yards receiving, but
Mm.
like 100 yards plus a game, and it's like is this something that can happen all year long if Tua stays healthy?
I think so. I don't know how they don't. As long as everybody stays healthy, that's always the big question mark around a lot of things. Is rather not they can stay healthy. That's a lot of yardage. That's a lot to it's a lot to throw the ball that many times. It's 400 and something yards. It's a lot in general.
466. That's a lot, dude.
Fantasy owners love it this week.
Yeah.
So if that's something that's going to keep happening, you're going to see a lot of people trying to trade for these kind of guys and give up a lot for them just to win a fantasy championship for 1 year, in my opinion. So I don't know. Yeah, I definitely think that's something they can do. I don't think anybody expected. I don't think anybody expected San Diego. Holy crap! Sorry, LA's offense to explode like it did too, and to be able to keep up with the Dolphins. So I think that's another thing we should look at too. It's not just Miami who had a stellar offense production. It's also the Chargers. The Chargers had a really good game too, and they lost by 2 points. Was it 36-34?
Yeah,
something like that. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't see how Miami doesn't keep their offense running like that.
Really? Okay, that'd be pretty interesting to see if Tua stays healthy.
If that's always the thing, and that's what happened last year too. They had a really stellar offense until Tua got hurt. After that, poof, it was gone.
Yeah, but they also, let him get like 3 concussions in a row too.
That's true.
I think this season could have been salvaged if they would have just took him out after the first one.
Yeah, and let him recover the correct way, and not rush
throw him in the next week. It was on short rest.
It wasn't even on a normal week. It was on a short week.
Yeah, they played that Thursday, and they got thrown around again. Yeah, I mean, I hope they could keep that. I mean, that'd be fun to watch. I guess defense is just. I guess there's nothing a defense can do against Tyreek. I mean, there's no one that can keep up with him, right? So
it's hard to keep. It's hard to go against a guy that's shifty like he is.
And then if you do double cover him, Jalen Waddle.
And you got Jalen Waddle,
who also had a pretty decent game. So yeah. So Tua stays healthy.
Tua stays healthy. Miami is a top offense this year.
Super Bowl contender?
No.
No.
They have too many points defensively.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
But then again, right now there's nobody in the AFC besides Miami that's like, damn, they're good.
It's very true.
So
very true.
I guess if you can, and it's kind of the whole. I mean, Kansas City's defense has been good, but for a little while there, you had to outscore them to beat them. If you can't outscore them, you can't beat them.
Very true.
So, yeah. So
maybe the Finns making that. Maybe the Finns are making that kind of offense then. As long as
there's a good possibility. It's a good possibility.
I like it.
Oh man, what a week! What a week one it was across fantasy. Again, hopefully we can stay undefeated this week. Across our leagues, I cannot wait till we play each other. It's gonna be so much fun to talk about it. God, it's gonna be so much fun. I don't think we play each other for a little while, so I don't think I'm gonna look right now before we leave. Week 4, baby, it's on. Week 4, it's on like Donkey Kong.
It is. It will be.
It'll be fun. Play CJ this week. I don't know if that's. I think that's Damien's cousin.
Yeah, I'll play Ethan.
He's a pretty solid team too. But either way, So hopefully we'll stay defeated. And hopefully this gives you some confidence in what, if you're watching the show, it gives you confidence that we know what we're talking about. Just because there's a lot of fantasy football shows out there. There's a lot of fantasy football content out there. I promise you, we know what we're talking about. We're there. We try to keep up with, we pretty much keep up with almost everything fantasy football related, especially when it comes to redraft, because that's most of the leagues we're in. So you get a chance, make sure you hit like, make sure you subscribe if you're still watching. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. I don't have anything else for you today. Dylan, do you have any last kind words?
No, that's it.
Kind words, Dylan.
Oh, it was a fun week. It was a good show. I love football. So it's always
It'd be fun. It'd be fun. Make sure you check out all the other shows that are on Variety Sports Network. It's Thursday, so you know what Thursday Night Wars here at Variety Sports Network. And we get to kick it off today with For the Win. There's some other shows, really awesome shows coming up later on too. So make sure you check it out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notifications, so you get that little ding every single time one of our shows goes live here at Variety Sports Network. And we will we'll catch you next week.
Hey, this is Brandon, CEO of the Variety Sports Network. Thank you again for watching tonight's show. Best way you can support us is by hitting that subscribe button, that like button, and hitting the notifications so you don't miss out on the next show right here on the Variety Sports Network.